What about yourself? Like, have you had, like, in the past? I mean, you've been in the industry for over 10 years. Is there any sort of negative opinions that you held about things that were happening, 7 or 8 years ago, that you've changed your mind on at all? Or
I think my mindset in business and leadership has probably evolved over time. Um, I think at the time when we're really forging our way forward in this business in 2010, I think there was a lot of argy-bargy in the Latrobe Valley. I'm sort of thinking of now between renewable energy and coal-fired electricity, and I probably didn't have enough respect for the history of the Latrobe Valley and for these opportunities, these thousands and thousands of people that have been, feeding their families and building houses and taking holidays off the work they've done in the coal-fired power industry. So I probably came, from my inner green belt in Melbourne down to the Latrobe Valley with a really headstrong attitude on what I think the energy transition should look like. And over the years, I think I've really learnt that it's just not helpful. Like
Mm.
little moments in my life, like one of my best mates was working at Hazelwood as a boilermaker, took out a mortgage, and then 2 weeks later, like everyone was surprised to hear that Hazelwood was closing. And
Yeah.
he's highly, highly leveraged, just lost his job, stressed about paying his mortgage repayments. And I saw the struggle that he went through mentally as well as financially. And it really hit me that I hadn't really stopped and reflected on what the energy transition means for people in the Latrobe Valley. And not saying that I am the energy transition in Latrobe Valley. There's a lot of people also doing some excellent work, but I have a role to play in explaining the way forward, in putting up those apprentices, in showing these opportunities that exist, in explaining that we still will have jobs in the valley in those traditional coal-fired power industries for maybe 10 or 15 years, in my opinion. But at the same time, we can also create these future jobs. They're not just jobs now, they're jobs that are going to provide more opportunity in the future. And so I guess I've learned to find that common middle ground and understand that there's a way to lead in an industry that's going through transition, in a region that's going through transition. There's a way to do it in a positive way and bring people with you on the journey rather than just saying, well, this transition's happening whether you like it or not, so strap in because it's just going to happen, deal with it. It doesn't bring people with you, and it just becomes ideological. So I think I've really softened my views there, and we found a really good common sensible centre, and the attitudes in the valley in the last 5 years. It's just remarkable. The attitude of the population in the valley and also of the generators too. They're 100% on board with the energy transition now.
Check out more episodes from Convos with Clenergy. Slap that subscribe button now. Cheers, cutters.